On a sweltering 79-degree day, we welcome you to sunny Newberry, South Carolina for a South Atlantic Conference clash on a Wednesday afternoon as number 25 Carson-Newman begins a 6-game road trip, beginning with the Newberry Wolves. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagles Sports Network. Delighted you could join me on this sun-splashed Wednesday afternoon. Streaks of clouds in the sky for a conference clash where Carson-Newman is looking to carry on the good vibes. 7 consecutive wins for the Eagles. They have come in winning their last 5 South Atlantic Conference clashes, and they are 8-4 in sack play to begin the season, up to 29-8 overall, and they creeped back into the top 25 yesterday in the most recent NFCA poll. Meanwhile, for Newberry, 12-18 on the season, a 3-7 mark in conference play. Malia Smith climbs into the lefty's batter's box and will face Katie Kapusta in the circle for Newberry. The right-hander comes home, and we are underway at 12:58 local time, 2 minutes ahead of schedule here in game number 1 between these two sides. Kapusta home on the 1-0. Smith slaps it into left field for a base hit. Malia Smith had been skidding, and she starts game 1 off with a base hit to left field and puts a lot of speed on the bases for Abby Martin, who climbs into the righty's batter's box for Carson-Newman. Macaulay Bailey stands on deck, and then Grace Gregory is the cleanup hitter, batting 4th, playing at third base. Addie Saunders bats 5th and is playing in left field as Martin settles into the righty's batter's box, and Kapusta comes home on the first pitch offering. It's a called strike on the inner half to Martin, and the count goes to 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Martin pops it up first base side on the bunt. It spins to the right side of the line. And the count goes to 0-2 against the senior center fielder in Abby Martin. Had a web gem of a play against Mars Hill on Saturday in Game 1. Eagles got the sweep over the Lions. And what was a pivotal weekend meeting. Mars Hill was second in the sack standings heading into that doubleheader. Carson-Newman took both in walk-off fashion, in extra innings as well, both going 8 innings. As Martin settles back in, Kapusta climbs back onto the rubber, and here comes the 0-2. Rise ball sails upstairs, 1-2 now to Martin with Malia Smith over at first. First day of April. And it's not April. Well, it is April Fool's, but this game is actually happening as the 1-2 comes home. Martin a check swing. She goes around, and she strikes out at the hands of Kapusta for the first out here in the top of the first inning. Taking a look at this Newberry defensive alignment, Christine Butler is in straightaway center with Grace Ann Tompkins in left, and in right is Katie Henry. As Macaulay Bailey settles into the righty's batter's box, and Kapusta comes home on the first pitch. Finds the heart of the zone, and it's 0-1. From first to third around the infield, it is Hayden Campbell, Brooke Hodges, Ella Stone, and Peyton Little. Sam Clark is behind the dish for Kapusta. 0-1, hangs outside, 1-1 here to Macaulay Bailey. First baseman is needing one more hit to pick up her 250th in her illustrious Carson-Newman career. The 1-1. Pops it up out of play down the right field line. The count goes to 1-2. Carson-Newman in the powder blue alternate jerseys with navy blue shoulders, navy blue numbers on the back and the front, outlined in white. Carson-Newman Eagles on the chest. Here comes the 1-2, and Bailey slaps it foul down the right field line. Carson-Newman Eagles written across the front in white, outlined in navy blue. Names on the back of the jerseys in the same design. Navy blue pants with white socks. 3 powdered blue stripes high on the calf with navy blue outline. And the white batter's helmet for Carson-Newman. Here's another 1-2 to Bailey. Rise ball goes upstairs, and she hangs off it. Goes to 2-2. For Newberry, they're in an icy white look. White jerseys with Newberry written in gray and block lettering outlined in red. Numbers on the front and the back to mimic. The 2-2 is a ground ball back up the middle, and there is hit number 250 in Macaulay Bailey's career. Pushes Smith up to second base. And it puts 2 on with 1 away for Grace Gregory. White pants for the Wolves with gray socks up to the knees. And a white visor for those that choose to wear it for the Wolves. As Gregory settles into the righty's batter's box, has 2 on with 1 away. And the right-hander Caboose to home on the first offering. Gregory swings, lines it out to right field, and there is Henry to make the catch. Tagging from second and going to third is Smith. At the very least, it is a productive out for Grace Gregory. Puts 2 away, and runners on the corners for Addie Saunders, the left fielder. Looking at the rest of the Carson-Newman lineup, Anne-Marie Richards stands on deck and is the catcher. The DP, Sarah Walker, bats 7th. Katie Mathena, the right fielder, is batting 8th. And Shelby Armstrong rounds things out at second base. In the circle today for Game 1, Atiana Stampers. The first pitch home to Saunders is a strike on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Wind is gusting out here at the Smith Road Complex. Here comes the 0-1 to Saunders in the lefty's batter's box. It's a rise ball that misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carson-Newman has won both of last year's meetings with the Wolves. A run rule in Game 1 before an offensive battle and a 13-9 win in Game 2. The 1-1 is chopped off of home plate by Saunders and hits off her lead right leg. The count goes to 1-2. Saunders second on the team in terms of batting average. The 1-2 to the plate. Ground ball back up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop Stone. She'll go to short way to second and step on the bag, and the inning is over. Carson-Newman leaves a pair on in the top of the first. Turns things over to the Newberry offense and Atiana Stamper when we come back on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Back on the Eagle Sports Network here on this Wednesday afternoon in Newberry. Scoreless top of the first inning for Carson-Newman, and now they turn things over to Atiana Stamper, the dazzling freshman. Comes in 9-3 on the season. And we'll face a Newberry lineup that begins with the center fielder in Christine Butler in the lefty's batter's box, and the first pitch offering to Butler misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs to Butler, and it's quickly 2 balls to the center fielder and a slapper atop the Wolves' order.
Are you coming back? Probably later. You want to plant. Huh? What do you want to plant?
2-0 from Stamper. Right down the chute, and it's 2-1. Corners are in for Carson-Newman with Macaulay Bailey at first, Grace Gregory at third. About 10 yards, or Gregory's at least 10 yards in front of the third base bag. Bailey a couple steps in first. As 2-1 comes home, misses upstairs, and it's 3-1. Here to the leadoff hitter. Armstrong and Smith up the middle, shaded closer to the corners. 3-1, right at the knees, and it's 3-2 to the leadoff hitter in Butler. Payoff pitch from Stamper. It's a rise ball that's popped up third base side and hits off the fence before deflecting back into play. We'll do it all over again on another payoff pitch. Stamper looks in. Here's another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Butler out in front. Puts one away in the top of the first inning. Brings up the second baseman and Brooke Hodges. Looking at Carson-Newman defensively, Abby Martin is in straightaway center with Addie Saunders flanking her in left, and in right is Katie Mathena. Stamper's first pitch to Hodges is a rise ball that zips upstairs. And the count goes to 1-0. From first to third around the infield, it is Macaulay Bailey, Shelby Armstrong, Malia Smith, and Grace Gregory. 1-0. Back to the rise ball for Stamper, and this time Hodges waves through it, and the count goes to 1-1. Anne-Marie Richards completes the battery with Stamper. And the 1-1. It's a ball that misses outside. 2-1. 2.04 ERA for Stamper at 89 and a third innings of work. She has now notched 90 strikeouts on the season, the 2-1. This is inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. To the second baseman in Brooke Hodges. Three 1 from Stamper. Right down the gut, 3-2. To the second baseman in Hodges. It's back-to-back full counts for these Wolves hitters. Butler struck out swinging against Stamper the first time around. Here's a payoff pitch from Stamper. Goes to the rise ball that misses high and outside, and Hodges has worked a 1-out walk to represent the first base runner for Newberry. Brings up the catcher, Sam Clark. As Newberry looks to try and break this scoreless tie. Carson-Newman had 2 on in the top of the first inning. Were unable to bring any runs across. Clark stands tall in the righty's batter's box. Stamper, the righty, comes home. First pitch is pulled outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One-0. Stamper finds the zone, and the count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Clark pops it up out of play on the third base side. Or first base side, rather. It goes out of play. Clark, team's leader in terms of batting average at .356 coming into today. 1-2 hangs down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A .356 hitter, a home run, and 19 RBIs this season. 36 hits on the season. Next closest is 28 and Peyton Little. Here's the 2-2. Clark pops it up, and it goes out of play behind home plate and lands in the stands behind home plate. Handful of fans on display today at the Smith Road Complex. It is a toasty one. Now up to 82 degrees. It has gone up 3 degrees since first pitch per my Apple Watch. 2-2. Clark will pop it up out of play. And lands just about 20 yards over my right shoulder, up in the bleachers. So we'll do it all over again. Another 2-2 as Stamper looks in. Here's the break even. Swing and a miss. Stamper goes back upstairs with the rise ball. And Clark can't lay off it. 2 strikeouts for 2 outs for Atiana Stamper. And that brings up the third baseman in Peyton Little. As I was saying with Clark, she's just second on the team in batting average for Little. 2 average points below Clark as the first pitch from Stamper comes in, finds the zone, and it's 0-1. 354 hitter for Little. She's tied for the team high with 3 long balls this season. A wide stance in the righty's batter's box. Here comes the 0-1 from Stamper. Little ground ball that finds its way up the middle and into center field. And there's the first hit for Newberry on this Wednesday afternoon. Puts 2 on with 2 away as Hodges goes up to second base. Brings Katie Henry, the right fielder, to the dish. Continues this string of righties in the Newberry order. First pitch to Henry is painted inside, 0-1. Henry is batting .295 this season, 17 RBIs. She is tied with Little with 3 home runs for the team best. The 0-1 dips beneath the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. So just like Carson-Newman had it in the first, 2 on with 2 away for Newberry. Here's the 1-1. Henry drives it out into center field. Martin takes a step back, now comes in and makes a routine play for out number 3 as Stamper strands 2 in the bottom of the first, sends us to the second, same way we started. Deadlocked at 0 between Carson-Newman and Newberry on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Into the top of the second, 0-0 between Carson-Newman and Newberry here on the Eagle Sports Network. Anne-Marie Richards leads off in the second, swings on the first offering from Capusta, bloops it up into foul ground on the right field line. Katie Henry a couple of steps into foul ground, makes the play, and there is out number 1 here in the top of the second. Capusta worked around trouble in the first. A couple of base hits from Malia Smith and Macaulay Bailey. Stranded runners on the corners in the top of the first. And she gets a quick out of Richards on 1 pitch to begin the second. Brings up the designated player, Sarah Walker. First pitch to Walker. Hangs upstairs. And it's 1-0. Walker, the DP and the 7-hitter in this Carson-Newman order. The 1-0. is a ball that hangs beneath the knees. 2 balls and no strikes against the freshman. 2-0 to Walker. Swing and a miss. 2-1 as Kapusta gets her first strike here in this at-bat. Walker pops it up right field line, and it will slice out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walker batting .352 in her first year with the Eagles. 2-2, a wave and a miss on the rise ball from Kapusta. She's got her second strikeout and out number 2. Here in the top of the second. Looks to get through the right fielder, Katie Mathena, for a 1-2-3 frame here in the top of the second inning. And the first pitch to the right fielder misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Mathena has turned into the everyday right fielder in her sophomore season. A .342 hitter. Year number 2 in Mossy Creek. The 1-0. Clip straight back and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. As I've talked about throughout most of this season, Katie Mathena did not see a ton of time as a freshman, just 5 at-bats, had a hit, but has really blossomed in her second year. 1-1, hit out of play down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Head coach Michael Graves likes that when she swings, she doesn't hold back. Really gets after the ball. Here comes the 1-2. Takes the rise ball upstairs and works the count level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the inning were to continue, it'd be the second baseman, Shelby Armstrong, who stands on deck. Here comes a 2-2 from Kapusta. Tries to go back upstairs with a rise ball, this time a little lower, but still misses above the letters. And Mathena has worked the count full on back-to-back balls. Corners are in. Here comes the payoff from Kapusta. Misses upstairs 1 more time, and 3 straight balls to Mathena puts her over at first base on the first free pass issued by Kapusta.
Now bat number 6, Shelby Armstrong.
And that brings up the 9-hitter, and Shelby Armstrong. Armstrong has split time with Reese Winchester at second base over the last handful of weeks. First offering from Kapusta to Armstrong, lifted high in the air, and it drifts out of play down the first base side. And the count goes to 0-1. Armstrong were to reach and continue this inning and turn back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith. Here comes the 0-1 to Armstrong. A ball that misses above the letters. 1 ball and 1 strike to the junior by way of Knoxville. In her first season with the Eagles, transferred in from Roane State Community College. The 1-1. Misses downstairs to Armstrong. 2 balls and a strike with 2 away. Mathena over at first after a walk. First baseman and Campbell creeping in on the first base side. 2-1. Armstrong chops it down the third base side, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind is shifted and it is blowing straight across from left to right. Here's the payoff pitch. Armstrong, a line drive that is snagged by the shortstop on 1 hop in Stone. But as she's falling to the ground, tries to throw it to second. It comes out of her arm awkwardly and just slowly rolls towards the second baseman in Hodges. Should be an infield single for Armstrong. We'll see how it's officially ruled. But it puts 2 on with 2 away, and it turns back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith, who's 1 for 1. Base hit on the second pitch she saw from Kapusta. Guided it into left field. First pitch to the lefty. Puts a bunt down, puts it third base side, has some backspin on it, and it trickles over to third baseline foul as it's picked up by the catcher, Sam Clark. Infield was back against Smith, and she's going to take advantage of that opportunity every time. Try and load the bases for Abby Martin, who stands on deck. So it's back to Smith standing tall in the lefty's batter's box. Kapusta comes home and hits the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 against the shortstop in Smith. Carson-Newman's had 2 runners on in each of the first 2 innings here. Third baseman and Little 5 to 10 yards in front of the third base bag. The 0-2, Smith pops it up, shallow left field. Coming on and making the play is the left fielder Tompkins, and the inning is over as Carson-Newman leaves 2 on in the second. They've left 4 base runners on total across the first 2 innings. Sends us into the bottom of the second. 0-0. The score between Carson-Newman and Newberry here on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Hayden Campbell leads off for Newberry here in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Stamper. Rises above the zone. 1-0. A 1-0 from Stamper. It's right at the knees against Campbell. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. A swing and a miss from Campbell. Stands in the lefty's batter's box, and she's behind 1-2. Campbell third on this Newberry team with a .338 average, but leads this team with 21 RBIs on the year. The 1-2 from Stamper is a changeup that drops in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes against the leadoff hitter here in the second. 0-0 between the number 25 Carson-Newman and Newberry. 2-2, a chopper to left side, picked up by Smith on the backhand. Long throw on to first, and it is in time to get Campbell by a step for out number 1. Smooth glove work from the freshman in Smith has been a mainstay at short in every game this season. Brings up the DP and Avery Ingram. On the first pitch to Ingram, misses inside. 1-0 against the righty, who's batting .357 this season, but a limited sample size in comparison to the rest of her team. 10 for 28 on the year at the plate. 1-0. This is upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Appearing in her 14th game on the season, 9th start for Ingram. And the 2-0. Burns the inside corner from Stamper. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Stamper goes back inside and finds the inner half one more time. Squares the count at 2-2. Here comes the break even from Stamper. Ingram drives into the air, right center field. Martin charging in, secures it, and there's out number 2. Wind has been swirling around here at the Smith Road Complex. Initially started as blowing out. Now it's gusting from left field to right. And to me, I'm appreciative of that because it is very hot out, and I can use any breeze I can get to cool me down. As Stamper's first pitch to the shortstop, Ellis Stone, is muscled at a play on the first base side. And Stamper gets ahead 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Painted inside, and it's quickly 2-0 against Ellis Stone. Stone batting .238 this season. Hasn't had the year she would have been hoping for. Showing bunt currently on the 0-2 with two-way. Rears back. Here's the pitch home, and is late on the fastball from Stamper. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Atiana Stamper. She notches strikeout number 3 to bookend the bottom of the second and sends us into the third. Still 0-0 between Carson-Newman and Newberry here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Back on the Eagle Sports Network, top of the third inning. The 0-1 to Abby Martin lifts it in the air, shallow right field. Coming on is Henry, and there is out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. Still scoreless between Carson-Newman and Newberry. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Glad you could join me on a warm day under the sun in Newberry. 82 degrees with specks of clouds seen throughout. First pitch to Macaulay Bailey is a rise ball that misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strike to the first baseman in Bailey. 1 for 1 with a ground ball up the middle for a single. It was the 250th in her career. Here's the 1-0. Bailey clips it out of play, first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away. Carson-Newman trying to break through here against Kapusta. They've had 2 on, and each of the first 2 innings, they've left them there. Here's the 2-1. This is outside. Rather, the 1-1 that misses outside. Now the count's at 2-1. Here's the next pitch to Bailey. It misses beneath the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. A hitter's count for the first baseman in Macaulay Bailey. Standing on deck is the third baseman in Grace Gregory. Here's 3-1 to Bailey. This is outside. It's a 5-pitch walk, and Macaulay Bailey has reached both times here in the third. Puts 1 on with 1 away as Grace Gregory climbs into the righty's batter's box. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Her first time up. It was on the first pitch she saw from Kapusta. Here is the first offering here in round 2. Gregory swings and hits a sizzling ball along the dirt, and it rolls into center field for a base hit. Back-to-back have reached for Carson-Newman. Puts 2 on with 1 away for Addie Saunders.
At bat, number 44, Addie Saunders.
Left fielder Saunders is 0 for 1. Had a fielder's choice that ended the bottom of the first. Lefty on righty. The first pitch to Saunders. Golfs it up out of play as it fades down the third base side and rolls down the hill. Count goes to 0-1. Saunders in her sophomore season by way of Radford, Virginia. 2 for 4 in Game 2 against Mars Hill and picked up a hit in Game 1 as well on Saturday. Here's the 0-1. Clubs at it and pops it up straight back. 0-2. But has taken a step forward in her sophomore season. Has more than doubled her multi-hit total from year 1 into year 2 after that 2 for 4 Game 2 against the Lions. The 0-2 to Saunders. This is outside beneath the knees. 1-2. The 1-2. Saunders, bouncing ball, up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Bailey turns around third, now slams on the brakes as she gets the stop sign. Back-to-back base hits from the Eagles. Last 3 have reached. It loads the bases for the freshman catcher, Anne-Marie Richards. And for Saunders, that extends her hitting streak to 6 consecutive games, and she has reached base in the last 12. She is now 18 for her last 33 at the dish in that span. Has quickly turned into one of the top hitters on this Carson-Newman side as Richards stands tall in the righty's batter's box. Best chance for Carson-Newman so far. First pitch to Richards. Glances it off her bat, straight back foul. And it's 0-1. Richards is 0 for 1. Flew out to the right fielder Henry and foul grounder last time up in the second. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss on a drop pitch from Kapusta. And it's 0-2. Bailey's at third, Gregory's at second, and Saunders is over at first with the bases loaded in a 0-0 ball game in the top of the third inning. 1 away. Kapusta home on the 0-2. Richards clubs it into center field, and the catch is made by the center fielder in Butler. Tagging is Bailey. The throw to the plate is late, and Carson-Newman strikes first on a sac fly from Anne-Marie Richards. Makes it 1-0 Eagles in the top of the third inning. Some hesitation initially from Macaulay Bailey. Was off the bag at third, and then as the catchment was made by Butler, she had to retreat back and quickly scamper home as Richards picks up RBI number 28 in her freshman season. Pressure still on as Carson-Newman has 2 on with 2 away. Saunders at first and Gregory at second for Sarah Walker. The first pitch to Walker deflects it off the end of her bat, foul into the fence behind home plate. Puts the count at 0-1. Carson-Newman has done a tremendous job at striking first in games this season. Here's the 0-1. Zips low in the dirt. Nice block behind the dish by Clark. And the count is at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. A rise ball from Kapusta hangs upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carson-Newman has struck first in now 29 of its 38 games this season. They are 23-5 in the prior 28. Home on the 2-1 from Walker. Pops it up out of play. Down the first base side, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And some aggressive barks from the PA system here at the Smith Road Complex. 2-2. Kapusta comes home on the break even. Walker lays off the rise ball. Hangs up by her head. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. The base is open for Kapusta if she were to walk. Freshman Sarah Walker settles into the righty's batter's box. Kapusta home on the payoff pitch. Walker drives it out of play down the first base side. And we'll do it all over again on another 3-2 offering. In the top of the 3rd inning, Carson-Newman has broken through and have drawn first blood on a sac fly from Anne-Marie Richards. Kapusta comes home, 3-2. Changeup, Walker, a ground ball to the second baseman, and Hodges. She'll go to second as Stone covers the bag and retires Saunders as she slides in feet first and is a touch late. As that will end the top of the 3rd inning, but Carson-Newman scores the first run, a sac fly from Anne-Marie Richards, brings in Macaulay Bailey, and sends us into the bottom of the 3rd, a 1-0 lead for the 25th ranked Eagles here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
For your Wolves,
Bottom of the 3rd inning, 9-1-2 for Newberry. Due up as Carson-Newman has struck first. A sac fly from Anne-Marie Richards makes it 1-0 Eagles as Atiana Stamper comes home on the first pitch to Tompkins and paints it outside. 0-1. First time today that Stamper is working with the lead. She'll first face left fielder Grace Ann Tompkins. Here comes the 0-1. This is outside and a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 3rd inning in Tompkins. Righty on lefty matchup. Stamper home. Tompkins pushes a bunt to the 3rd baseman. Gregory's charging in. Throws on the move to first where Shelby Armstrong is covering, and she makes the catch. For out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Turns back over now to the top of the order for the Wolves with Christine Butler. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Back-to-back lefties in the Newberry order. First pitch to Butler. Misses above the zone. And it's 1-0. A lefty to start the order and 1 at the bottom for the Wolves. 1-0. Changeup that just misses above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes here against Butler. Graduate student by way of Joliet, Illinois. 2-0. Misses upstairs, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Stamper looking for the first strike. Comes home to Butler and finds the outside corner. Get back in the countings, 3-1. Mitch Smith is the 3rd base coach with Mackenzie Greco over at first for this Newberry side. There's the 3-1. Back-to-back strikes from Stamper as she finds the heart of the zone. 3-2 now against Butler. Stamper working backwards in this go-round. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses low, and Butler has worked a 1-out walk. Second walk issued by Stamper. has given up one hit. That was to the third baseman in Peyton Little. Currently 5-1 in favor of Carson-Newman in hits. First pitch to Brooke Hodges, shortstop, or the second baseman rather. Swings and glances it off her bat foul. Straight back to the netting. Or the fencing rather. Wind is shifted, now is blowing out towards right center field. Hodges 0 for 1. Had a walk her last time up. Stamper home on the 0-1. Burns the inside corner, 0-2. Stamper looks to bounce back after the one-out walk to Butler. He's over at first base. Possesses good speed for this Newberry side that doesn't steal a ton this season. The 0-2, swing and a miss from Hodges. Couldn't lay off the rise ball from Stamper. She goes down on 3 pitches, and it's the 4th K for Atiana Stamper. Brings up Sam Clark. 12 strikeouts the last time out for Atiana Stamper. She's a third of the way there. Became the first freshman pitcher with multiple double-digit strikeout outings since 2017. First pitch to Clark. This is inside, 0-1. Last one to do that for Carson-Newman, Lacey Rhinus. You're in pretty good company if you're in the same sentence as the great Lacey Rhinus. Here's the 1-0 to Clark. It's a rise ball that hangs upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Stamper's been a workhorse for Carson-Newman this season. 9 complete games. She's gone the distance in her last 5. 2-0. Comes in right down Main Street. 2-1 now to Clark, who's 0 for 1. Struck out swinging back in the first inning. There's Christine Butler over at first. 2-1. Stamper goes back upstairs with the rise ball. Clark patiently lets it go by, and now it moves to a hitter's count, 3-1. With the 2 away. Here's a 3-1. Stamper cements it right down the middle, 3-2. She looks over to third base side, gets her sign from pitching coach Holly Tucker-Vance. Leans over, and here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Clark down by way of the K for the second time today. 5 punch-outs for Stamper, and she leaves Butler stranded over at first here at the end of the third. Back-to-back strikeouts for Stamper sends us into the 4th. It's a 1-0 lead for Carson-Newman over Newberry on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Through 3 innings here on the Eagle Sports Network, it is a 1-0 lead for number 25, Carson-Newman over Newberry. Matt Scalzo with you, delighted you could join me on this beautiful day under the sun in the Palmetto State. Katie Bethina leads off against Katie Kapusta here in the 4th. As Kapusta comes home on the first pitch to Bethina and finds the zone on the first offering. Makes it 0-1. 8-9-1 for Carson-Newman. Bethina, Armstrong, and Smith due up in the 4th. The 0-1. Bethina lifts it in the air, straight away center field. Butler makes the routine play and puts one away. And last time these two came up, Mathena and Armstrong, they both got on in consecutive fashion to apply some pressure in the second, but were left stranded. Freshman Kapusta looking for a cleaner go-around against the bottom two hitters in the Carson-Newman order. First pitch to Armstrong. Hangs upstairs 1-0. Kapusta, right-hander, in her freshman season out of Tampa, Florida. And all the states that are represented among this Newberry side are put up along the fence out in the outfield. 1-0 to Armstrong. Brushes inside, 2-0, and a little high as well. Nine different states represented by the Wolves. 2-0. Armstrong swings and fouls it straight back, and it's 2-0. California, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, New York, Illinois, and Colorado. 2-1 misses upstairs. And it's 3-1. And the last state rather represented is Georgia. Here comes the 3-1 to Armstrong. Misses in the dirt and bounces away from the catcher to Clark up third base side as Armstrong rather scampers up to first base as she's reached base both times she's come to the plate. Single and now a walk, and it turns things back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith, 1 for 2.
Number 33,
Here in game number 1. Singled back in the first inning, then flew out in the second. Final out in that frame. Here's the first pitch to Smith. And it catches the outer half. 0-1. Smith went through a tough stretch from game 2 of Milligan into the start of game 1 into game 2 against Mars Hill. The 0-1 misses upstairs on the rise ball from Kapusta, 1-1. Was 0 for 8 across game 2 against Milligan, game 1 against Mars Hill before catching some fire with her 8th 3-hit game in game 2 against Mars Hill. 1-1. Back upstairs goes Kapusta, and Smith patiently waits, lets it go by, 2-1. 3 for 5. Had a game-tying double against the Lions in the 6th inning of game 2. 2-1. Smith pushes a bunt straight back to the pitcher Kapusta. Throws to first. It is late. Gets away from the first baseman and Campbell and into right field. Armstrong will dart to third base and will stop there. As Smith records her second hit of the game. And Armstrong advantageously takes advantage of an error. First of the day from Newberry. Puts 2 on, both on the corners with 1 away for Abby Martin. First pitch to Martin is in there for a strike. Going for second is Smith. She gets in there safely. And now with back throw to third. Gets away from the third baseman. Armstrong will come home, and she will score. Smith advances up to second. Chaos on the bases. The second error from Newberry is going to prompt a visit from head coach Mitch Smith. And it makes it 2-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Carson-Newman applying pressure with their speed on the bases. And what happened was Smith was going on the first pitch. She was going to do that regardless. Try and get the delayed steal for Armstrong at third as she possesses good speed. It was picked up by the shortstop Stone, or rather cut off, I should say. With Armstrong, medium-sized secondary lead off that play. Went racing back to third, and the throw from Stone was wayward from the third baseman Little. Skipped up the left field line. Armstrong came home, and Smith said, yeah, I'm going to go to third as well. And so the second error of the inning in back-to-back sequences makes it 2-0 Eagles as Martin climbs back into the righty's batter's box. And the 0-1 is stamped in the zone from Kapusta, and it's 0-2. Still one away as Martin looks to get on for the first time in this contest. 0 for 2 so far. Here's the 0-2 from Kapusta. Martin pops it up out of play, first base side. A strikeout and a flyout. Kapusta climbs back onto the rubber. Here comes the 0-2. Basically a carbon copy sequence as Martin deflects it out of play on a foul ball that lifted over the fence above the dugout on the first base side where Newberry sits. Here's another 0-2 from Kapusta. Martin spoils with another foul ball down the right field line.
You got it.
Senior and Martin has been enjoying a stellar senior season, up to 31 RBIs this season, looking for another. Here's the 0-2. Changeup from Kapusta, misses outside. 2-1. Here comes the 1-2. Misses upstairs. Nice snag by the catcher in Clark. Avoids that from going to the backstop, and Malia Smith with her speed over at third. Would have been very tempted to try and swipe home. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Martin, standing in the righty's batter's box. Here's the break even from Kapusta. Martin, a ground ball that finds its way into center field for a base hit. Smith scores with ease. An RBI single from Abby Martin pushes the advantage for the Eagles up to 3, her 32nd RBI on the season. And Smith gets rewarded for her pressure on the bases with her speed. Comes home to scores. Carson-Newman has put up a crooked number here in the top of the 4th. Brings up Macaulay Bailey. She's reached both times today. Single and a walk. First offering home from Kapusta. Bailey swings at it and pops it up high in the air out of play, first base side. Martin with an RBI in her second consecutive game and 3 of her last 4. Was a part of both walk-offs against Mars Hill. The 0-1 to Bailey. Finds the outside corner, 0-2. Martin scored the winning run on a throwing error in Game 1 against the Lions, and then had the RBI walk-off single in Game 2. Here's the 0-2 to Bailey. High and outside from Kapusta. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 away. And the top of the 4th inning. 3 runs on 7 hits for Carson-Newman. Here's the 1-2. Bailey swings, hoists it high in the air, and it fades out of play down the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kapusta picks up some dirt, throws it back down. Trying to work her way past the most dangerous hitter in this Carson-Newman order. Here's the 1-2 to Bailey. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Bailey. She's retired for the first time today. And it's out number 2 in the top of the 4th inning. 3rd strikeout for Kapusta. Brings up Grace Gregory, 1 for 2. Fly out and a base hit. Her last time up back in the 3rd inning. Martin over at first base. First offering to Gregory. An off speed from Kapusta that finds the inner half. And it's 0-1. Gregory was on fire last week, highlighted by a 4 for 4, 6 RBI performance against Tusculum. Here's the 0-1, and it is roped into left field by Gregory, out of reach for a diving Ella Stone. Gregory records her 2nd consecutive base hit, gets to 2 for 3 on the day, keeps this inning going as it brings Addie Saunders to the dish. Martin moves up to 2nd. Hit number 8 for the Eagles here in the on the day. In the 4th inning overall, it is their 3rd hit. First pitch to Saunders. She tries to go backside. Long run for the center fielder, Butler. It's overhead, and 1 hops into the wall. Martin scores. Here comes Gregory, turning and burning around third. The throw to the plate is laid. It's a 2-run double for Addie Saunders. And the Eagles go up 5-0 here in the top of the fourth. Gregory with good speed goes from first to home as Saunders picks up RBI number 18 and 19 on her sophomore season. It's a 4-run inning for Carson-Newman, and for the first time today, there's some shade. This is groundbreaking stuff here. Some more cloud coverage. I needed that. As here comes Anne-Marie Richards. And the first pitch to Richards misses low. When talking with head coach Michael Graves about how Addie Saunders has been hitting as she picks up her second hit of the day, 19th in the last 12 games. Here's the 1-0 to Richards. Swings and hits it straight back into the fencing behind home plate, 1-1. Says he's been trying to get her to pull the ball more, but she just does such a good job from going backside, wearing out the left center field gap. She did exactly that. Lifting it over to the head of the center fielder, Butler. Picks up 2 RBIs as a byproduct. The 1-1 to Richards. Goes low to get the pitch and hits it out of play on the first base side. 1-2. Richards broke things open for Carson-Newman an inning ago in the third. A sac fly to the center fielder, Butler. Brought in Macaulay Bailey. And the 1-2 to Richards. Popped up. It'll go out of play. Straight back behind home plate. And land over the bleachers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Misses high and outside from Kaputsta. And Richards gets the count square to 2-2. Saunders with that double, as I said, gets up to 19 RBIs, eclipsing her total from last season as a freshman with 18. Here comes the 2-2. Richards, ground ball straight to the third baseman in Little. Looks back the runner, and Saunders goes to first. It pulls the first baseman Campbell off the bag. She applies the tag to Richards, and then hustling down the line, Richards wipes out Campbell, who is up the first base side, and that will end the inning. Campbell appears to be all right. Takes a hit to make a play, but Carson-Newman plates 4 in the top of the fourth inning on 4 hits. It's 5-0 Eagles heading to the bottom of the fourth here on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Little.
4, 5, and 6, in the Newberry order to get things going here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The lead has blossomed up to 5 for Carson-Newman as Atiana Stamper settles into the circle in her first offering to home. Peyton Little rushes inside 1-0. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. We've got some cloud coverage coming in and out a little bit here on third base side. Cooling me down just a touch, but still a warm day in Newberry. The 1-0 from Stamper finds the heart of the zone, 1-1 now against Peyton Little, who's 1 for 1 with a base hit, the lone hit for the Wolves here in Game 1. We've had 3 base runners. The other 2 have reached via free pass from Stamper, who's got 5 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. Little hoists a high fly ball, popped up third base side, foul ground. Gregory up against the fence, makes the play for out number 1. Thought for a second I was going to have to be the one to make that play, but glad it stayed on the other side of the fence. As Gregory makes out number 1, brings up this right fielder, Katie Henry. 0 for 1 with a fly out to Abby Martin in center field. First pitch to Henry. Swings, pops it up, foul ground, straight back behind home plate. This will go into the fans in the bleachers and land a couple of steps up. Count goes to 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. This is low and inside, 1-1 now. One from Stamper. Zips upstairs high, 2-1. Now I gotta really be on high alert for these pop-ups into foul ground. Just gotta be a little vigilant. See what I'll do if it comes my way. 2-1. Misses upstairs, 3-1 now to Henry. Although I've been told by my coworker Rayanna DeCrow I'm not exactly a reactionary person. I'll have to put that to the test if it comes to that part of the game. 3-1, clip straight back, 3-2. We'll see. We'll see if it ever happens. The count goes at 3-2 with 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. At 5-0 Carson-Newman lead on the Eagle Sports Network. Henry stands tall in the righty's batter's box. The 3-2, a slow roll left side. Vacuumed up by Smith. She loses it on the exchange, and Henry is aboard. They will rule it an infield single for Katie Henry.
Next year rules number 22, Hayden Campbell.
And it puts 1 on with 1 away in the 4th. On the scoreboard, they put it as a hit and an error, but on the live stats, it is officially ruled as an error. First pitch misses low to the first baseman, Hayden Campbell. Count goes to 1-0.
So I had already called the pitch before the hours time. So I tracked the whole pitch until it's a ball. Yes.
Quick discourse between the Carson-Newman dugout and the head umpire here in Game 1. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Or nope, they will officially rule it a foul tip by the first baseman Hayden Campbell. It's popped out of the glove of Anne-Marie Richards, and it goes to 1-1. Katie Henry was off to second base, but now she returns back to first. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away against Campbell. 0 for 1 with a ground out to Malia Smith, her first time up. The 1-1. High and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Wind blowing from left field to right. Third baseman Gregory in. The 2-1. Campbell lifts it high in the air, shallow right field. Mathena blocks out the sun, now loses it as she stumbles to make the catch. And it will be the catch will not be completed, and advancing up to second goes Henry. And that will be ruled as an error against Mathena.
Next three rules number 7, Avery Ingram.
And so now infield visit called by Grace Gregory, the third baseman. Not only the infield, but the entire outfield comes in as well, as they're going to be... I just want to make sure Katie's okay, and Abby Martin pointing to the dugout. Hey, let's get her some sunglasses here. It is a sunny day, and the sun is right behind me, and so for Katie Mathena, she's staring directly into the sun as it stands currently. And Abby Martin goes and gets her some sunglasses, and she will return to right field. And now settles into right field with 2 on, 1 away. Back-to-back errors by the Eagles have put Henry and Campbell on. If they score, they will be unearned runs against Tatiana Stamper. First pitch to Avery Ingram, the DP, is a wave and a miss, and it's 0-1. Carson-Newman's not a team that prototypically makes a ton of errors, but it has gotten better of them in last 2 sequences. The 0-1 is a strike that burns the inside corner from Stamper, and it's 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 from Stamper. Ingram, ground ball to second. Armstrong, the backhand flip to Smith for 1 on to first. It is not in time. What a smooth play from Shelby Armstrong. Ranging to her right, picks it up with a snow cone grab on the backhand, and then a no-look toss to Malia Smith to second for out number 2. She was able to turn to there. Man, that would have been an exceptional play. Henry advances up to third. It puts 2 outs on the board as Ingram's on the fielder's choice. 72 pitches for Tatiana Stamper. The first pitch misses inside to the shortstop Ella Stone. 1 ball and no strikes. Stone is 0 for 1, a strikeout swing. Back in the second inning in her first time up against Stamper. That brought the second inning to a close. Here's the 1-0. Stone, soft line drive, straight to the shortstop Smith with the underhand scoop for out number 3. So Stamper works around trouble, back-to-back errors by the Eagles, but no runs score as it sends us into the 5th inning. It's a 5-0 Carson-Newman lead on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Into the 5th inning, and there's a new face in the circle for Newberry as Sarah Walker leads off and takes a first pitch ball from Abigail Bruton. Here in the top of the 5th inning, a 5-0 Carson-Newman lead. 3 more runs and a scoreless bottom of the 5th, and it's a run rule victory in Game 1 for the Eagles. The second offering to Walker. Misses inside as Walker leans out of the way. 2 balls and no strikes. Bruton replaces Katie Capusta. Went 4 innings, giving up 5 runs, all of them earned on 9 hits. Here's the 2-0. Walker clubs it out of play, first base side. 2 balls and a strike. 3 strikeouts and 3 walks for Capusta on 92 pitches for the freshman. 2-1. Walker, a little late, slices it down the first base side, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now against the freshman out of Mills River, North Carolina. Here the 2-2. Walker, a hard line drive out into right center field, pushes Butler back in the shadow of the wall. She leans over and makes the grab for out number 1. Brings up Katie Mathena as Walker and Mathena talk things over and see what the Walker learned in the first go-around against Bruton. First offering to Mathena. Comes in and finds his own from the right-hander in Abigail Bruton. Junior right-hander out of Chandler, North Carolina. One misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bruton makes appearance number 14 on the season. 9.10 ERA and his 0-1 on the season. 1-1. Hangs upstairs on the rise ball from Athena. 2 balls and a strike. Opponents are batting .444 against Bruton this season. 2-1. Mathena drives it, shallow center. Charging in is Butler. She dives, and she makes the catch for out number 2. And is able to hold on to it as she survives the ground, and it puts 2 away. Back-to-back good plays from this center fielder in Butler. Put out 7 and 8 in the Carson-Newman order. Here comes the 9-hitter, Shelby Armstrong, and second baseman. Made a nice defensive play. Some good glove work in the bottom of the 4th. Takes the first pitch ball here from Bruton, 1-0. Over at second base, she was ranging to her right on a ground ball, scooped it up. Backhand flip to the shortstop, Malia Smith, to get out at second base. All in one swift motion as the 1-0 missed upstairs, 2-1. Here's the 2-0 to Armstrong. Zips in beneath the knees. 3 balls and no strikes now as Armstrong looks to reach for the the third time today. A single and a walk. She's well ahead here at 3-0. Swings on it, hits it straight to the shortstop in Stone. She vacuums it up, throws to first, and there is out number 3. A 1-2-3 frame for Bruton here in the 5th. Sends us to the bottom half where Atiana Stamper will look to respond when we come back on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 5-0 Carson-Newman lead over Newberry here in Game 1 of this Wednesday afternoon twin bill. From the Palmetto State, Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. So glad you could join me for this sunny Wednesday afternoon. Some more cloud covers moving in. It's great for my sunburn that's probably coming in pretty strong. As Stamper comes home on the first pitch and finds the zone against the leadoff hitter and the 9-hitter in this 5th inning. It is Grace Ann Tompkins, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 from Stamper. Tompkins jammed inside. Fielded on one hop by the third baseman, Gregory. It's a low throw, but it's scooped up off the dirt by the first baseman, Macaulay Bailey, for out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and now it turns back over to the top of the order with Christine Butler, the center fielder, who made a pair of nice defensive plays in the top half of this inning. On lineouts from Sarah Walker, and then a diving play on the line drive from Katie Mathena. As Butler takes the first pitch high and inside, and it's 1-0. Butler's 0 for 1, struck out swinging her first time up against Stamper, and then worked a walk back in the third. See what round 3 holds in store. Here's the 0-1. Stamper paints it inside. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away. Newberry has struggled to get going here against Stamper. Just 1 hit. They've worked a couple of walks. The 1-1 moves inside against Butler, and she leans out of the way. 2-1. Butler stands in the lefty's batter's box. 5 strikeouts for Atiana Stamper. 2-1, misses outside, maybe a notch beneath the zone. 3-1. Two got on an inning ago for the Wolves. Both reached via an error. One from the shortstop, Malia Smith, and the other from the right fielder, Katie Mathena. Here comes the 3-1 from Stamper. And this is upstairs, and Butler has worked her second consecutive walk and heads on over to first. Now there will be a pinch hitter in this spot in place of the second baseman, Brooke Hodges. Head coach Mitch Smith will turn to Blair Riley.
Coach, 20 in, 11 out. 20 for 11.
Next for your Wolves, number 20, Blair Riley.
So Riley this season, or Riley rather, is a sophomore out of Gastonia, North Carolina. This season, she is 1 for 8 at the plate. Just a small sample size. This is her 8th appearance. She has started in 2 games this season. Comes in place of Brooke Hodges. First pitch to Riley. Catches the bottom of the zone right at the knees, and it's 0-1. Hodges was 0 for 1. Walked in the first, then struck out swinging in the third. Here comes the 0-1 to Riley. Crowding the plate, leans out of the way, and comes in, finds the zone. It's quickly 0-2 from Stamper, trying to bounce back after her walk was issued to Christine Butler. Here comes the 0-2. Hangs outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Blair Riley as the sun comes back out. Third baseman Gregory a couple of steps in front of the bag. Everywhere else pretty standard. The 1-2. Riley jammed inside, loops it out into shallow right field. Mathena with the sunglasses on now makes the play for out number 2. An inning ago, Katie Mathena had a fielding error. She was trying to shield the sun with her glove, brought it down to make the catch at the last moment, but it popped out of her mitt. Prompted an entire defensive visit in the circle initiated by third baseman Grace Gregory. They got Mathena sunglasses, and, well, pays dividends an inning later with the fly out to right for out number 2, and now there's another pinch hitter in this spot. And the first pitch from Stamper misses low to Laura Wilgus. Pinch hitting in place of Sam Clark. Stands in the lefty's batter's box and is ahead 1-0 with Butler over at first base. And the 1-0 from Stamper comes in and hits Wilgus on her lead right elbow. Gets on via a hit by pitch, and now there'll be a change over at first base for Wilgus. So when it rains, it pours. Mitch Smith trying to push the right buttons to get his team back into things. As the pinch runner coming out of the first base side dugout will be Elizabeth Levins, junior out of North Augusta, South Carolina. Comes in for some speed in place of the freshman Wilgus by way of Johnson City, Tennessee. But no changes at the plate. Here comes Peyton Little. She's 1 for 2. The lone hit for the Wolves today, back in the first inning. Swings on the first pitch. It's a blooper into shallow left field, ranging back is the shortstop Smith in a couple of steps onto the outfield grass. She makes the play for out number 3. So Stamper works around trouble, a walk and a hit by pitch, leaves 2 on in the bottom of the 5th, sends us into the 6th. It is a 5-0 lead for number 25, Carson-Newman, over Newberry on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Top of the order leads off for Carson-Newman here in the top of the 6th inning. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. A 5-0 lead for number 25, Carson-Newman, over Newberry. Malia Smith leads off against Abigail Bruton, standing in the lefty's batter's box. And the first pitch home, this is upstairs on the rise ball. Abby Martin stands on deck for Carson-Newman, and then Macaulay Bailey is in the hole. Here's the 1-0 from Bruton. Smith jammed inside, lifts it into left field. Ranging into the left center field gap goes the left fielder Tompkins. She'll make the play for out number 1. Brings Abby Martin to the dish. Martin 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the 4th. Brought in the 3rd run for Carson-Newman, a part of that 4-run 4th inning. Takes the first pitch strike. Comes in right down Broadway to Martin, and it's 0-1.
At number 14, Abby Martin.
Here's the 0-1. Bruton back in the zone, gets ahead 0-2. This has been a more confident version of Abigail Bruton. Has struggled this season. Here comes the 0-2. Goes to the rise ball that this is high and inside, and Martin leans out of the way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Senior leader on this Carson-Newman team. The 1-2 for the rise ball. And this one misses high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2. 3 consecutive rise balls and 3 consecutive misses now from Bruton has put the count full against Abby Martin. Stands in the righty's batter's box with 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. Payoff pitch from Bruton. Called strike 3. Martin down looking. And Bruton has retired the first 5 Eagles that she has faced, and that is the first strikeout that she gets. Brings Macaulay Bailey to the plate. Reached her first 2 times to the plate, and then struck out swinging back in the 4th. First pitch swing, and she hits a worm burner back up the middle into center field, her second hit of the day. She's 2 for 3. Picked up her 250th hit in her first at-bat. Now there's 251. As Grace Gregory is going to step into the righty's batter's box, but we're going to have a pinch runner in this spot for Macaulay Bailey. And it will be Lacey Keck that comes out of the third base side dugout. One of the two-way players that Carson-Newman has at its disposal in Keck. Hasn't been used as a pitcher lately, but got the start in Game 2 against Milligan last Thursday. Went 3 for 3 at the plate. Has been a primary pinch runner used this season. The first offering to Grace Gregory. Burns the inside corner. Gregory doesn't like the call. Count goes to 0-1. Bruton ahead. Corners slightly in for Newberry. The 0-1 clips straight back, and it's 0-2. Bruton quickly ahead against third baseman and Gregory. 5-0 Carson-Newman lead here in the top of the 6th inning. 1 run in the 3rd, and then 4 in the 4th. Here comes an 0-2 from Bruton. Bounces in the dirt. Snared on the backhand by Clark. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gregory steps out of the box now, settles back in. Resting the bat above her shoulder. Here comes the 1-2. Bruton pulls it upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That has been the miss for Bruton. So when she goes to that rise ball, the Carson-Newman hitters have been seeing it well. And it elevates just way too high above the zone. Here's the break even. Goes back lower. As grounded foul down the third base side by Gregory. Gregory is 2 for 3. Back-to-back base hits for the senior third baseman by way of White House, Tennessee, in her first season with the Eagles. They become one of the more dangerous hitters in this cleanup spot for Carson-Newman. Another 2-2. Gregory hammers it center field. Butler back to the wall. She leaps and she makes the catch. Crashing into the center field wall and robbing Gregory of extra bases and potentially a home run. That ball was hammered. But Butler, with another outstanding play out in center field, takes away a chance for Carson-Newman to add on to its lead. Sends us to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Carson-Newman in front over Newberry on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the day has come to a close for Atiana Stamper. Here in Game 1 for Carson-Newman, she hands the ball off to Lorelei Spradlin. For Stamper, goes 5 innings, striking out 5 and walking 3. No runs come across to score, and she gives up just 1 hit on 88 pitches. Hands it off to sophomore Lorelei Spradlin. Comes home on the first pitch and is popped up down the first base side. Foul ground. 3 Carson-Newman Eagles running over, and it all lands between them. Bailey, Armstrong, and Mathena giving chase down the right field line, and it lands between them, almost like a Bermuda Triangle. It just seemed to disappear, and none of them could get to it as it's Katie Henry leading off. Here's the 0-1, pulled down the third base side and snagged by her head coach, Mitch Smith. Squeezes it against his left shoulder, almost like a wide receiver catching a curl route. The count goes to 0-2. There's a jet flying around somewhere. Here's the 0-2 from Spradlin, and Henry laces it into center field for a base hit. Leadoff single for Katie Henry here in the 6th. Just the second hit for the Wolves today.
Next to your Wolves, number 22, Hayden Campbell.
Brings up Hayden Campbell, the first baseman. First pitch to Campbell from Spradlin. Finds the outside corner. 0-1. Spradlin this season 4-0 with a 3.23 ERA. Here's the 0-1. Campbell flies it to left field. Saunders doesn't have to move an inch. There's one away. Spradlin's been basically mostly the second starter this season for Carson-Newman, but getting an opportunity to close things out against the Wolves. Not a save opportunity currently. There's the first pitch to Avery Ingram, the DP. Spradlin notches the bottom part of the zone, 0-1. Spradlin got the start in game 2 against Mars Hill. Here comes the 0-1. Ingram a slow roller to third. Gregory will go to second. Armstrong gets her foot on the bag and retires the lead runner in Henry for out number 2. There is no throw over to first, and Ingram gets on via fielder's choice for the second time today.
Number 21, Ella Stone.
Brings up the shortstop, Ella Stone, 0 for 2. A strikeout and a line out for her today. First pitch to Stone. Spradlin goes to the rise ball that misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Spradlin against Mars Hill, 3 innings, gave up 2 runs. Both of them earned on 3 hits with a strikeout. Here's the 1-0. Wave and a miss. Spradlin works downstairs after elevating the first pitch rise ball. Gets it to 1-1 against Stone. Here's the 1-1. This is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Righty Spradlin looks at a wristband, comes home on the 2-1. This is low. 3 balls and a strike now against Stone. In her sophomore season has taken a step forward in spots, steps back in other places. She said to me, the 3-1, ground ball to second baseman Armstrong, knocks it down, stays with it, flips to first, and it is in time to retire Stone. She lunged at the bag and then goes stumbling over it as Spradlin works around the leadoff base hit from Katie Henry, puts up a scoreless frame in the 6th, and sends us to the 7th on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
For Addie Saunders.
Into the 7th, it's a 5-0 lead for number 5, Carson-Newman over Newberry. Addie Saunders leads off and waves through the first pitch offering from Abigail Bruton. That's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Clips the bottom rail of the zone against Saunders, and it's 0-2. Saunders 2 for 3 today. Had an RBI, a 2-run double, I should say, rather, in the 4th, her last time up. The 0-2 from Bruton is a notch low, 1-2. One-two from Bruton. Saunders guides it off the end of her bat, foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Saunders gets after the rise ball, throws one out into shallow left field. Tompkins charges in and makes the two-handed grab for out number 1. Brings up Anne-Marie Richards, the catcher.
At bat number 19, Anne-Marie Richards.
Foul out to the, flew out and foul ground to the right fielder, Henry, her first time up. Now on the first pitch she sees here in the 7th, grounds it through the left side, through the 5-6 hole and into left field for a base hit. Didn't give me any time to talk about what she had done prior, but that is AM to a T. She is an aggressive hitter, likes to get after the ball early in at-bats, and she gets her first hit of the day. Had the first run to score on a sac fly in the 3rd. Now turns the bat over to Sarah Walker. First pitch to Walker, bounces in the dirt. Ricochets up the first base side off the chest protector of Clark, but not far enough away for Richards to risk advancing up to second base and potentially get caught stealing. Here's the 1-0. Rise ball misses upstairs from Bruton. 2 balls and no strikes. Walker, the first person to see Bruton for the second time. (2-0). Walker, ground ball straight to the third baseman in Little. Goes to second for 1. On to first, it's in time. Little to Hodges on to Campbell. 5-4-3 twin killing ends the top of the 7th, sends us to the bottom half, where Lorelei Spradlin will look for 3 more outs to close things out. For Carson-Newman here in game number 1, when we come back on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
9-1-2 for Newberry here in the bottom of the 7th. Carson-Newman looking for 3 more outs to get the win in game 1. And Lorelei Spradlin will look to be the one to do that. Had a scoreless frame in the 6th. And here's the first offering to Tompkins. Comes in low. 1 ball and no strikes. A lone tallying in the 3rd. A sac fly from Anne-Marie Richards. Broke the ice for Carson-Newman. Then 4 runs in the 4th. Pushed the lead up to 5. Got us to where we are now. 1-0 from Spradlin. Hits right at the knees against the 9-hitter Tompkins. And it's 1-1. Top of the order with Christine Butler waiting in the wings. 1-1 from Spradlin. Jam shot hit straight to the third baseman Gregory. Takes a couple of hops and then snaps it on to first for out number 1. Carson-Newman looking for 2 more outs to match its longest winning streak of the season at 8 games. They've won their last 7, last 5 in conference play. Sweeps of Tusculum and Mars Hill last week have gotten the Eagles in a bit of a hot streak. First pitch to the leadoff hitter in Christine Butler. Comes in right down the chute from Spradlin, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. This is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike now against Christine Butler, the center fielder. Was 0 for 1 against Atiana Stamper. Struck out her first time up and then back-to-back walks the last 2 times she saw the freshman. The 1-1, Spradlin cements it at the bottom part of the zone, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Spradlin. Butler, slow roller to the third base side, and it skitters foul of the line. Count stays where it is at 1-2. A win here would get Carson-Newman to 30 wins on the season, improved them to 30-8. Didn't hit 30 wins last season with a 28-20 record a year ago. Got there in 2024, 32-18 record. 1-2 hangs outside and a little low against Butler. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman continues on its path here to try and get back into the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2023. Break even from Spradlin. Butler, a slow roller right side. Armstrong, the second baseman, lost it on the third hop, and Butler is aboard for the 3rd time today. It'll be ruled as the 3rd error against Carson-Newman today.
Next rules, number 11, Brooke Hodges.
Carson-Newman hasn't made a ton of errors this season. First offering clipped straight back to the fence behind home plate by the second baseman Hodges. And there's out number 1. 0-1 here as Spradlin comes home. Gets another foul ball off the bat of Hodges, and it's quickly 0-2. This is the most errors in a game for Carson-Newman this season. Here comes the 0-2. Called strike 3. Spradlin freezes Hodges and gets out number 2 and her first strikeout on the afternoon.
Next rules, number 16, Sam Clark.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Spradlin says so long to Hodges, down on 3 pitches, and now she looks for one more out against Sam Clark. First pitch to Clark, misses high and outside, gets to the backstop, and Butler will advance up to second on the wild pitch. Clark is 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts on her day. Was pinch hit for her last time up. There's the 1-0. This is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Pinch hit for by Laura Wilgus the last time up. The 2-0 from Spradlin goes upstairs with the rise ball. Clark chases after it and catches a piece of it as it goes to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike with 2 away. Butler over at second base. Carson-Newman looks for a shutout. 2-1. Clark drives it in the air, right center field. Martin over into the right center field gap, makes the play, and that will close things out here in Game 1. Carson-Newman gets a 5-0 win over Newberry, and they've won their 8th consecutive game, 6th straight in conference play. They improved to 9-4 in sack play on the season and get their 30th win on the year. After missing the 30-win mark last season, they get back to it this year. Proved to 30-8. Newberry drops to 12-19 on the season. They drop their 3rd straight game. And Carson-Newman picks up its first shutout victory since March 18th of this year, an 8-0 run rule against Wingate, Game 1 of that twin bill back in Mossy Creek. Atiana Stamper will get the win. She improves to 10-3 on the season. Taking the loss will be Katie Kapusta for Newberry. Addie Saunders had the big day for Carson-Newman. Led the team with 2 RBIs on a 2-run double back in that 4th inning where the Eagles scored 4 runs. 2 for 4 day. Multi-hit days from Saunders, Gregory, Bailey, and Smith. Eagles tally 11 hits. Do have some fielding issues. Most errors in a game by the Eagles this season with 3. But Newberry didn't have a whole lot to show for it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. Brings game 1 to a close. Kapusta got the loss after going 4 innings, giving up all 5 runs. But that does it in game 1. We'll have game 2 coming up in about, give or take, 30 minutes or so. So right around a 3:15 first pitch is what I'd say to come back to the Eagle Sports Network and spend some time with me, Matt Scalzo. Till then, signing off. See you in game 2 on the other side here on the Eagle Sports Network. Carson-Newman takes game 1 over Newberry, 5-0.